1 minute left, my friend. Opponent revive.
Hey everyone, Hathematics here, and I wanted to go over my favorite Trials build for Warlocks this season. I'll be highlighting my favorite exotics, how I use them, and what mods to use in order to take this build to the next level. So let's get right into it. This build revolves around what I found to be the most used Warlock subclass by a wide margin over the first weekend of Trials. Bottom Tree Stormcaller. I know that Bottom Tree Stormcaller's popularity might come as a surprise to some, but it did just undergo an enormous buff this season. That buff starts with the Landfall perk. Landfall is a perk that triggers when activating your Stormtrance super. It creates an enormous bolt of lightning directly underneath your Guardian in the casting animation. If you're wondering, yes, Landfall is strong enough to go directly through a Titan's Ward of Dawn and will kill any enemy inside of a Well of Radiance. In Season 15, Bungie reworked this super by creating 5 arc shockwaves from the point of impact. They travel out in multiple directions, almost in a star pattern. Now these shockwaves hit for around 220 damage to an enemy Guardian, which is enough to kill any of them as long as they aren't inside of a bubble, Well of Radiance, or have Icefall Mantle active. This is a wonderful way to be aggressive for teams that like to group together. I ran into several Warlock-heavy teams in Trials last weekend, and all they did was bunch together trading healing rifts. This was the perfect answer to that strategy. The next class rework focuses on the Arc Soul class ability. In Season 15, Bungie decided to increase the rate of fire of Arc Souls by 10%. This is a great way to reduce the time to kill on primary weapons. Now, since special ammo has been reworked this season, bonus ammo no longer carries over in between rounds. As of tomorrow, they also added that bonus ammo will not regenerate on revives. This has created a bigger focus on primary ammo gunplay. That renewed focus...
Oh my god, I said the trigger word!
Yeah. These changes have brought Arc Souls towards the forefront for team strategies. Free damage is always good, right? Well, not exactly. Free damage is great, unless by causing it, you activate the enemy's trap card. Now, while I talk about this build's strengths, I would be remiss if I didn't mention an enormous weakness. And that weakness comes with the exotic submachine gun, RiskRunner. Equipping RiskRunner is a hard counter to Arc Souls. Being hit by even a single shot from an Arc Soul will trigger the Arc Conductor exotic perk, which is extremely effective, especially against teams that want to share the same Warlock Rift. If you see a bunch of Bottom Tree Stormcallers, put it on. It'll only take a round or two before they change up their strategy, or they'll be steamrolled by it. You can even throw a pulse grenade at your own feet to prime yourself before pushing if you'd like. I used RiskRunner a good amount this weekend, and while on a Stormcaller, when other teams countered me with another RiskRunner, it made things very difficult. I had to completely abandon my Rift, which devastated my playstyle. It's a spectacular counter that can help you keep your enemies off balance. Additionally, RiskRunner has some defensive perks that stack with my suggested Warlock exotic helmet, the Stag. Bungie reworked the Stag this season to add a 15% damage reduction to both you and any of your teammates that are standing inside of your rift in PvP. This damage reduction bonus stacks on top of arc resistance granted by RiskRunner. This arc resistance is enough to withstand 4 melees from a Bottom Tree Striker. I know that that's kind of a niche situation, but it might come up where maybe they don't have special ammo and they're just doing Titan things and just punch, 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 punch. You're going to end up winning that fight. Before we focus exclusively on the Stag, I just want to make sure that you understand, always have a RiskRunner fully leveled up and in your inventory before you launch Trials. It's a perfect counter and something that I strongly recommend everyone has at the ready. But now let's focus specifically on the Stag and some additional perks that come along with it. While standing in a healing rift, you become a 3-punch melee kill for any Guardian. This can help offset the slower melee speed that's intrinsic to the Warlock class. If you're like me, anytime you get in close and you're just trading melees, you're going to lose. With the Stag, the odds are tipped in your favor. The other perk, Nearly Departed, grants you an enormous amount of rift energy upon being critically wounded. This creates a beautiful synergy with Arc Souls, granting you extra primary damage in nearly every single gunfight. Arc Souls are extremely effective with close-range weapons by creating chip damage that extends their one-hit kill potential. Shotguns that wouldn't have killed at 8 meters suddenly do because of Arc Souls. SMGs have a faster TTK. Everything just hits a little bit harder when your arc buddy's by your side. Now here's a trick that'll really frustrate the enemy team. Prior to popping your super, you're going to want to switch away from the Stag and put on Apotheosis Veil. When casting your super, Apotheosis Veil instantly restores you to full health and grants full ability energy for all abilities. This allows you to play cat and mouse with your enemy and push in much more aggressively than they'd expect and pop landfall when you're almost dead. Suddenly you'll be at full health, charging them with a Stormcaller, and they'll be out of position because they expected you to die. I must have done this 15 times over the weekend, and it worked literally every single time. Be sure to change this exotic's elemental affinity to stasis so you can take advantage of the power preservation mod new to the season. By utilizing this mod, you're able to generate additional orbs of light, which can tilt the tide of battle in your favor. Trials has made significant progress in limiting slow playing for super farming, so this is a great way to feed your team orbs and help you chain supers once again. Those are the new and unique mods and exotics that I would suggest. The rest of the mods are really your typical heavy hitters like Radiant Light, Powerful Friends, Absolution, Targeting, Reload, so on and so forth. You get the idea. I'm not going to go over weapons specifically in this video because weapons change depending on the map, depending on your enemy's playstyle, and frankly, depending on your comfort level with them. Bottom line here is use what's comfortable for you and use what synergizes well with your team's playstyle. I almost forgot to mention that Electrostatic Charge has been buffed to add faster sprint speed when you're near your allies. This can help make up for some of the speed lost by going away from things like Transversive Steps and Icarus Dash. Those benefits stack on top of the speed boost you gain from lightweight frame weapons like the Reese Walker shotgun. So to recap, this build helps you stay in fights longer, deal more damage than your enemy, has a super that can frequently generate team wipes and orbs for your teammates, and has faster sprint speed when you're with your allies. Yeah, I'd say that sounds about perfect for a Trials build. Give this build a try in Trials this weekend and let me know how it works out for you. That's everything I had, and please be sure to like, comment, and sub if you like the build. I'm Hathematics, and I will see you at the Lighthouse.